right, everybody. Here is your Taurus February reading. This will be a collective reading for Taurus, but it is general, so just keep that in mind. I hope everybody is doing really, really well. Somebody is chewing gum. Oh, why is that happening? Okay, somebody chews gum really loudly. I get like somebody's chewing their cud or chews like super. I don't know what that is. All right, we're going to be channeling already. I get the name Micah. Mike, we're going to start off with Doreen Virtue's Romance Angel. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Again, if you're interested in a personal coaching session, an astrological reading, a tarot card reading, anything I can do for you, please feel free to reach out at ritayanez.com. The links are, of course, below pinned, and there's links to all my social media in the channel section. All right. I'm getting something else here. Somebody's name is Jeremy. All right, Jeremy. Let's see. What is the general message for Taurus here? Somebody's got a hell of an addiction. I'm picking up somebody with a significant addiction, and this is an addiction to, I'm getting the white powdery substance. You know what I mean? Like, please don't do drugs. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it is my channel, so I'm going to say it. Please don't do chemical drugs. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing this? All right, don't do that. Okay, so we've got, it was in the reverse, but I'm going to read it in the upright. We've got separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck only because I noticed it and I glanced and I've got true love, the romance. This is a romance of a lifetime. So I'm just going to keep that in mind for those of you that are single. And for separation, time apart from your partner. So which deck are we going to use? Where are we going? All right. I don't want to, but I'm being drawn again over here to the Cosmic Tarot. It's not that I don't like this deck, it just can be harsh. And if I feel the inclination to switch, I will do that for you. But let's just start off with this and get some information from a Celtic cross. All right. Remain in the spirit of the light. Okay. Stay in the light and you will be just fine. Move the mouse out of the way here. This will be a mini Celtic cross, and then we're going to dive deeper into the meanings. All right. So we get for the current situation right off the bat, we've got the Four of Wands. So something about a house or home is significant. Somebody is moving. Somebody's pulling up roots. Somebody wants to go away, fly away. Maybe they want to go west. Maybe somebody wants to head out west. Somebody's name could be West. House or home. What is the challenge to this? What is this? Somebody wants to separate, somebody wants to go away, or somebody is currently separating. And you could be any Taurus placement. You could be a Taurus Sun, Taurus rising. You could be a Taurus descendant. You could be a Taurus 10th house. You could have any significant placement. And if you accidentally bumped into this reading, there's going to be something in here for you. I don't doubt that. All right. So the challenge to this move, to the stability, to this home, we've got the Star in reverse. So somebody, is feeling like they could heal if they could affect this move or this change. This could be a wedding, and it could also be that somebody has gotten married, and that is what the problem is. I hate to put it that way for February, but we're just going to read it as we go along. Take what resonates, you know how to do the rest. The Star is a card of healing. Pink flamingos are significant. Florida is significant. Somebody could be from Florida. Somebody could be from El Caribe. Somebody could be Caribbean. The Star is also a card of wish fulfillment, and in the challenge position in the traditional Celtic cross, the Star would be read in the upright, but as a challenge. And so if you think about whatever you have to do to overcome this challenge, then the Star would be in its upright position. So definitely some healing is needed. What's the foundation of this situation, Holy Spirit? There we go. We have the World in reverse. So there's a cycle that is not complete. There's a little bit of nudity here. So I'm just going to help this chick out. I'm going to put some dice on it. We've got the 5 is right on top of it. So we've got change. But the foundation of the situation is a cycle that isn't over, or returning to something, or the beginning point of something. This could also mean for those of you that have a business, you could be a real estate agent, you could be a realtor, you could have some business that has an online presence. Do I take it? I don't feel good about that. And the world could indicate the World Wide Web, the internet. What is the passing, the fading influence here? Ah, Princess of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we've had some message in the reverse, some message of finances that is small, something that's not a message about finances or stability that isn't really big. It's kind of small. Perhaps something about this move has to do with not having enough money in the past to do this move, or that if you're selling a house, because I did mention real estate, realtors, realty, that you're not getting what you really want, for this particular property. It could be that in the past you felt like you could get more for it and it's just not going to happen that way. Or in the past, it already is the news. We got separation. So it could be that there was a separation agreement that is involved in this, or somebody is separating or wishes they could. Okay, the Princess of Pentacles would be like the Page of Pentacles. This could relate to somebody younger. This could relate to a feminine in your life. We're going to take that one. It did a little flip over. And then we have the Judgment card in reverse. We're getting like, major arcana here. Wow. In the reverse. Okay, let me think about that for a moment, because that's a little bit heavy. We've got the World in reverse. We've got the Star essentially in reverse. We've got Judgment in reverse. So the timing on something just isn't right, but it will right itself in time. It's just that what's going to come to pass, or what comes of this, is almost beyond someone's control. Somebody could like gladiola. Somebody could like the color yellow. The yellow color is significant, but Judgment in reverse, it's almost like as if somebody thinks this isn't fair, but it's part of the divine order of things. Sometimes if you don't want to get too woo-woo with this, you just have to understand that what will be will be. And you could spend a whole lot of time fighting something that in the end is still going to go the same way. So don't let the current situation when you feel like something is unfair, block you from making progress. You still have to move forward so that this Star card could become upright. So what's in the near future here, Holy Spirit? Holy angels. Just, take it easy, let things go. Don't hold on to outcomes that are inevitable, all right? Pray about it. Ask Jesus to help you, or, insert deity here. Ask Jesus to bring you patience or peace in a situation. What's in the near future? Oh, boy. Okay, so we have two, and I'm going to take them both. Lord have mercy. We've got the Temperance card in reverse. Somebody could be unbalanced, or they don't think that this will bring balance, or there's a lack of balance. And then we have also the Six of Wands is in reverse. I'm going to cover up her boobies here a little bit, just in case. I think in this orientation, you can't really see that. But the Six of Wands in reverse is like a feeling that this isn't going to be a victory. Now, Temperance, we could be talking about the Temperance angel. Things are not temperate. Things are not balanced. Somebody isn't feeling balanced, or somebody is dealing with somebody who is imbalanced. And the Six of Wands in reverse is almost with the Temperance in reverse, trying to keep something from becoming public. And this could be with the Four of Wands, the Star reverse, Judgment, the World in reverse, Prince of Pentacles in reverse, trying to make an agreement. And it could be a Sagittarius is involved in this with the Six of Wands. Of course, that's more fire energy. But, the Six of Wands in reverse is something that is public, and somebody's trying to keep it hidden. It's going to come out into the open anyway. Don't fight it. What do you care what other people think about your life or what you're doing? They don't really affect you. And look, even if it's an employer that's causing you grief, you can separate from that situation as well. The Four of Wands could indicate a structure, a building, something that somebody's been building. With the World card, we could have an online business that you've been trying to build, or somebody's been interfering with that. But we'll see if there's anything nefarious that comes out. All right, so what's the current environment here? What's the current environment? Lord, Four of Cups in reverse. So somebody's trying to move forward from a situation, but having difficulty doing so. Now, the cups speak of emotions, and this is a pretty dejected looking figure. Somebody wants to move forward, or, they're trying to move forward, or they are moving forward, but it just doesn't feel right. Look, if this is a relationship that's ending, and I don't see that completely here, but if this applies to you and this is a relationship that's ending, sometimes you just have to cut your losses and keep moving forward anyway. So what if there has to be a division of property, a division of assets? Now, for those of you that are in a healthy relationship, this just could really relate to a relocation that is causing a lot of stress and that's more expensive than you expected it to be, and that you were hoping that it would, like if it's a structure, that the structure would look better on the outside than it actually does. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. Somebody's definitely moving. Somebody's trying to move, wants to move. Maybe they want to move independently of other people here, all the other people, because the Six of Wands traditionally has a crowd of people observing, but it's not always, even though it's a victory card, it's kind of like a halfway point victory in the traditional tarot, in the traditional Rider-Waite depictions. There's a crowd of people. It also could be that somebody's looking forward to making a love offer to somebody and to bringing that proverbial ring to them, and they just don't seem to be able to get there. They can't reach a person. They can't go forward to that person. But the Six of Wands is movement. It's definitely moving forward, but it's really, kind of small in terms of the grand scheme of things, because this is a halfway point with the six. What is the perception around this? Let's go with public perception because of that Six of Wands there. What's the public perception around this kind of melancholy? Somebody's sad. This could be depression. I don't see a whole lot of emphasis on it, but somebody, with the Star in reverse, somebody could be drinking or having issues with substances. And I'm really getting like chemical substances. Please don't do that to yourself. Please don't hurt your body. I mean, anybody can have a bender, a binge, or, do whatever you're doing. But, you have to look at what this is going to do to your health. All right. You can ask for help. Okay, we're going to take those because they flew out. Now we have the Queen of Wands. So this could be a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius doesn't have to be. This could just be that the public perception or what somebody's actually focused on outside of this matter is the Queen of Wands. And if it isn't an actual person, it could be somebody who's in a position of authority. This could be a person who has a lot more, well, they seem to think they have a lot of say over this situation. And she is in the upright, so she's fair, but she's coming across as kind of a bitch, so this is a difficult person to deal with. If this is a real estate purchase or you're looking for financing, the financing that isn't really here yet, because all of this looks like some initial movement, some initial trying to get something off the ground. This could be the person who's like the loan officer. I don't know. She's coming across as kind of bitchy, don't hate. We've got the Magician in reverse for the hopes and fears. And for this position, it's really making me feel like, there's somebody unscrupulous here. I don't really like to say it, but when I see the Magician, I always get a little bit, prickly. And then when the Magician is in the reverse, I really feel uncomfortable with him or her, because it's almost like using magic, and magic could just be words. Magic could be gossip, right? You speak, it's a spell. Some people get into some really wild things. And the Queen of Wands could be a proverbial witch, but she's in the upright, so she would be like a white witch or somebody that doesn't mean harm. She's just like too big for her britches, think Leo and a bit bloated. I don't know. This deck is a little bit different, and so the feelings I get from it are. So let's get an outcome card for this situation, and then we'll begin to go deeper to see what this is actually really about. Holy Spirit, where are we at with an outcome? I may pull a summary a bit early here, because I'm feeling a bit anxious. Somebody's anxious about their finances. There could be a whole lot going on. Like with the Six of Wands, there could be, a whole lot that needs to be given to other people along the way, whether because it's necessary. I'm kind of getting the feeling like some people want to be paid off. I hope there's nothing going on like that. What is the outcome here, Holy Spirit? There we go. Okay, the Ace of Swords. So the truth will prevail. And this is a higher truth, a higher form of truth. This is, speaking your truth and saying what it is that you need. Okay. And that the information that you need comes, and it will come to light. That's a very light card. It's a very bright card in this deck. And I think I am going to go for a summary here just for this. And I think I want to switch decks because this is making me, not that anything I can say or do is going to change the way things go, but the energy is making me uncomfortable with the separation card. And it could be just that, there's this separation of home from a particular home, or going to a home that maybe isn't exactly what you want. Maybe with the Page of Pentacles, it's a little bit small. Okay. And this could be a home, could be anything. It could be real property like real estate, and it could be a rented apartment, and it could be a double wide, in a trailer park. All right. Let's see. Mobile home park. I don't know what those are actually called. Don't take any offense to anything I say. I'm just trying to read the energy. And if I go too fast, remember, click on that gear icon and slow me down. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So we have the lovers card. So a choice needs to be made here. All right. I'm going to actually go for some hints real quick because there's a lot happening here. Let's see. What is this reading about? Can we get some hints and let's see if that will help guide me a little bit into what is really going on? Tell us about the Four of Wands, Holy Spirit. Oh, okay. Horses are significant. Somebody could have horses. Somebody could keep horses. Horses could also represent movement, but we do have horses. You inspire confidence and trust. So people find you to be inspired, and I am going to take I'm going to take it because it's here with the star in reverse. I've got weaponized incompetence. So somebody is actually playing stupid here. You're trying to get yes, the orgasm card is here. Just ignore it because it was just there. All right. Somebody drew attention to you. I think that's going to go over here with the Queen of Wands. We've got a new endeavor. That's going to go over here with the Ace of Swords. Somebody is mighty jealous of you. Somebody's mighty jealous of you. I'm going to put that up here with the Judgment card in reverse because I think part of what's happening is that whole evil eye kind of thing where somebody's jealousy, not that anybody can hurt you with their intentions. That's why it's important to, well, I saw this at the bottom of the deck, to not be on autopilot. Okay. You need to remain in control of what you're doing. Don't just go through the moves because you just feel like you have to move forward. Make sure that you know what you're doing. Remain in control of the controls. But somebody's jealousy, like if you're not in the light or if you're not grounded, if you don't feel good in some way, whether good about yourself or you're just having a low moment, you're feeling down, this jealousy could be like the evil eye. Okay. Nothing can hurt you. Remember that Jesus isn't going to let anybody just hurt you. And if you're in the light and if you're taking care of business and remaining grounded in your spirituality or trying to get there, you're going to have more protection. The more you remain close to the light and to source and to your highest power, again, insert deity here, the more protection you have. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to say it because I'm channeling it. Somebody has a sexually transmitted disease. All right. Too many wands, Six of Wands, group wands, too many people. Oh boy, that could get pretty voyeuristic. That makes me very uncomfortable. Not that I'm a prude, but because that's gross and sick. You do whatever you want. I'm going to speak my piece and then you take whatever works for you here. Most people are not okay with this, but there's something about disease. There's something here about it being sexual with those wands, the Queen of Wands. It could be a feminine that has some kind of a transmitted or transmittable, but perhaps not transmutable disease. All right. Make sure that you're taking care of your health and don't go, how do I put this? You don't need to spread the love all around. Okay. I know that when you're younger people, it kind of feels like freedom and whatever, but with the Temperance card in reverse, this could be, and the star in reverse, this could be a situation that becomes permanent and is not something that you can heal from. And I know that there are a lot of people that have suffered different illnesses because of involuntary acts committed against them, if you know what I mean. That's not your fault. Telephone to the dead. I used to do that. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, so telephone to the dead. Telephone to the dead is letting me know that there's an ancestor that's trying to reach out to you. And I put it here kind of involuntarily next to the world, so don't think that your ancestors on the other side or your loved ones or your guides, however you want to refer to them, because it could be so many different people watching over you. I've got like fleets and fleets of people. There's just tons of people that watch over me, all different kinds too. But telephone to the dead is letting me know that don't think that you may feel like you're disconnected and that nobody's watching over you or that there's no help coming from the other side. Yes, there is. Weaponized incompetence with the star in reverse. Somebody could be saying, they could be saying, how did you, I have this illness that I didn't have before, and you're the only person that I'm with. What's up with that? And somebody's weaponizing that incompetence and saying, oh no, well, you gave it to me. It must be you, right? Doesn't sound like projecting. Somebody could be doing that, saying, oh no, you gave it to me. Your ex gave it to you, and then you gave it to me, which means you're still with your ex. Somebody's hooked on their ex, and you need to let that shit go. I'm just going to put it that way. Let that go. There's nothing worse than that. I know there are different reasons why people can't let go of their exes or are still involved in something. And if it's a marriage, I don't know. I don't feel too I'm not the person that's gonna get stuck on that because just as easily as you got that piece of paper, you can easily get your butt out and worry about a piece of paper later, all right? Don't let a piece of paper hold you to a situation where you are uncomfortable, and certainly if somebody is cheating on you, doing something to you, and you have become ill because of this, I think that there could be no greater sign. Let's get a few more. This is making me feel very upset for you, Taurus. I mean, now, and if you don't and have an illness, you don't know anybody who does, then that means you better watch yourself and make sure that you're protecting yourself. That doesn't mean you have to be afraid of relationships, but you do have to be very picky and choosy, don't you? In all innocence, you could go forward trying to get into a relationship and then it gets really exciting really fast, and that's okay. But if you didn't know them well enough and you didn't ask those questions, I mean, at many different times we can make assumptions that people are clean, but maybe they are not clean. Uh, you know, uh, it shouldn't be insulting if somebody really wants to, let's get it on. Let's get it on. That you can maybe ask them, hey, how do you get this on? What's your health like? Sometimes you can say that it's easy to slip into a situation. No pun intended. Pun intended. Go ahead. But you need to have an idea. You get a vibe about somebody is one thing, but if this is a relationship where it's going to get that serious, maybe you need to ask some questions about their health. I'm getting an image here, and let it play out for a moment. For me, it's like a tiny movie clip, but it goes by so fast. Huh. Hang on. Rick. Okay. John. People do some wicked things. Huh. Hang on just a second. I got Rick again. I don't know if this is a dead person or not, okay? Because even though we have telephone to the dead, I don't automatically just get somebody. Like it usually requires a group effort like we used to do. Maybe the people that we used to work with rest in peace because there were two of them. One of them was already passed and then his mother passed on. There we go. Somebody was kicked off of an airplane. That could resonate with somebody here. You would know whether or not you were kicked off of an airplane or somebody. What would you get kicked off of an airplane for? Being an ass, or being completely wasted. Now you got to be careful drinking on an airplane or drinking, shortly before, shortly thereafter, because before it's just going to intensify that effect once you're in the air. That's why you get a lot of like those cop body cam videos and afterward, it could be very difficult if you've, had a few. It intensifies. You come down off the ground and then it's just all hell breaks loose. Somebody was kicked off an airplane. So sorry. Try not to let that happen. Some people, oh, this one's, no, it isn't. Sometimes people just get kicked off of airplanes because they don't know how to behave. But somebody, maybe telephone to the dead. This could be a person who is on the other side that is associated with airplanes or was kicked off an airplane themselves, etc. All right, weaponized incompetence horses. Somebody went too fast. Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go with some of the crap I didn't want to see. They owe Satan and he's coming to collect. Okay, somebody owes Satan and they're coming to collect. Doesn't mean necessarily that they made a deal with demons, all right? Because that's not that common. Although some people could be very foolish to make deals like that. Okay, but it could also indicate that, somebody has made and I happen to put it down here with the Queen of Wands. Somebody could have made a deal with somebody that they wish they hadn't made. And now, it's coming home to roost. Somebody could have gotten involved with somebody with that Four of Wands. It could be a marriage, but we don't have the Hierophant. It could be that somebody's wishing that they hadn't done something because, they really wish they hadn't missed out on somebody else. And it could be that they missed out on a Queen of Wands. They don't have to be a fire sign. Maybe they look like this chick over here. I don't know. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. We're going to get a few more and then we're going to start to clarify here. Let's see if we could get a hint for this Six of Wands and then the Lover's card. Because that definitely means that a choice needs to be made. Either stay or go. Should I stay or should I go? Well, only you know that. Now, if somebody has done something to you and, they've gone behind your back, they've cheated on you or whatever that is, if you know that there's infidelity there, I'm not saying that everybody should, break up just because of an infidelity. I know I would. All right. If somebody's going to get into a Four of Wands situation, even though we don't have the Hierophant, the truth is going to come out anyway with that Ace of Swords. And, even if somebody's weaponizing their incompetence or is on autopilot, what do you care? You got to care about yourself. So choose yourself first, Taurus. If you're already in a high level commitment and infidelity is not an issue with you and your relationship personally, you could be hearing about this with somebody in your circle. It could be family, it could be friends. We'll see. All right, Taurus, because I really want to focus more on this house move. Something that has to do with permanent stability, could be a job. The end of a relationship. Holy crap. Okay, so we're going to put this over here with the Six of Wands because what's coming soon is the end of a relationship. I've got they cheat on each other. Hope you two, both of you are not doing this to each other. That's not necessary. Two wrongs don't make a right. And if you think those are both right, then there's something wrong with you. 11th house. I'm going to put this over here. Is there anything else here? I'm going to put it over here with the Ace of Swords because 11th house matters would be very public. They would be about your friends. It could be about the circle, and it could be, if it's not about you directly, that this is somebody very close to you, somebody that it would matter for me to say this to you and that it would resonate with you. End of a relationship. They cheat on each other. I said that there was an issue with cheating and that there's something about intransmutable diseases and of the 11th house nature where everybody's going to find out. New endeavor. All right. Let's get what we get for the Lover's card, but I think I know where this is going. Oh boy, look at that. No fire left. I didn't even know when that fell. You'd be able to tell me. No fire left. Okay, so this could be a fire sign for sure. It could be that this is not a passionate relationship, that there's not enough, of that physical and passionate energy. Now passionate energy doesn't have to be just physical, okay? People can feel passionate about each other and not have an overtly physical relationship, but there's no fire left. So I'm going to put this here with the Lover's card, and I think I'm going to draw one more because I think that that's part of what has to be made obvious in the choice. If you're not in love with somebody, then what are you holding them down for? Because that's what you're doing. And if they don't want you to let them go, you might have to let them go. Don't martyr yourself and say, well, it's for their own good, or I let them go for their own good. That's stupid. We don't make choices for other people, but you need to acknowledge within yourself, theirs. Okay, let me think about that. No fire left, theirs. No fire left, theirs. Somebody doesn't love the other person. And we're going to go with, you're too good for them. You were so good. Now, this is in the past tense, but don't worry about that, okay? Because this could be timeless and it could be past, present, future. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Okay, so let's move on and clarify. Oh, where was I putting this? Oh, on the other side of the hints, right? Somebody's name is Hinton. Somebody could be Clinton. Somebody could be Clinton, Quinton. All right. We're going to go to, I don't want to clarify it with the Hanson Roberts. I'm having a feeling I'm going to do something different here. Let me go to the curiosity. I need some hints. Okay, so let's get some hints. Okay, so this seems like we're at a point where, it could be property division, property asset division. You don't have to be married in a legally binding contract because once you lived with a person for a certain, period of time, then it becomes legally binding anyway. There are rules in place to protect everybody. Sandra is significant. The name Sandra, the last name Locke. Sandra Locke, the actress, or a situation similar to hers. And Clint Eastwood, again, there's a name Clint and there's Eastwood. Something could be in the east and somebody wants to move to the west. Sandra Locke had famously, unfortunate but precedent-setting situation with Clint Eastwood because they weren't legally married. She was in a bearded marriage with somebody else, a lavender marriage, if you will, with somebody who was a friend of hers for many, many years. And they were married because they cared about each other, and it was a legal marriage, but it wasn't a physical marriage, if you will. Somebody's gay, somebody's on the down low. You could do whatever you want to do. I live my life one way, you live your life the way you do, but that marriage between Sandra Locke and Clint Eastwood is really on my mind. The name Clint Eastwood, the name Sandra Locke. Somebody's a blonde. Somebody's a cowboy. There we go with the horses, Clint Eastwood. Okay, there's the title card. Somebody has a title. Somebody could be in a position of import. All right. Let's get some hints. What's going on here? What is the foundation? What is the basis for how this happened? How did we get here? Sounds like a famous song. So, too many. Ah, perfect. Somebody's perfect. All right. Oh, crap. We've got the fighting card again. So there's definitely some fighting, some arguing. Communications has collapsed. It's no longer about finding solutions, about winning at all costs. There's some grammatical errors there. Somebody's not so good with their grammar, syntax. Okay. Somebody needs to watch their cardiovascular health. There could be something going on with somebody's carotid artery. Maybe somebody's had surgery recently. I don't want to get medical on you. Somebody's going to get medical. Somebody needs medical treatment. We did have that. I don't know. Something could be so upsetting that somebody has a freaking heart attack. I don't wish that on anyone, but I do. To me, this looks like a heart. This looks like the chambers of the heart. This looks like the carotid artery. This could look like vascular issues. You know, somebody could get very upset. All right. Situationship. It's a situationship, not a relationship, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's trauma-free. Yes, somebody is definitely, this doesn't have to be a marriage. Remember I said that we don't have the Hierophant card here, or somebody could be dealing with this. And this heart, interestingly enough, has 4 arrows in it. This is like there's too many people here. Okay, now that could just be too many people in investing their time into, don't let other people enter your relationship. Don't ask other people, to tell you what to do in a relationship. If you have to ask other people to tell you what to do in a relationship, or you take their advice to, or people are giving you advice all the time, like your own family or something, then you obviously don't need to be in a relationship. And this could be you, flip it, switch it, reverse it, do whatever you want to do with it. Ride side saddle with it. Somebody ride side saddle. It's hard to do. All right. You have to have a good core. Somebody's got a good core. I mean, somebody's good at the core. All right. One more here. Oh, the audacity. Somebody's a voice actor. Somebody uses Audacity. Somebody uses software. Okay, so we have the Audacity. Boundaries were crossed. And the worst part, they acted like it was their right. Somebody feels like they could just go do whatever they want to do. And here we've got a tattooed feminine woman. Tattoos could be significant. Don't ask me about the tattoos because I don't know their proper names. If you guys in the comments below, whenever I tell you that a tattoo is on a body part, remember, I just like the way I remote view it is the way that I take note of it. Okay, this chick's got a lot of tattoos all over the place, and she has blue hair, or she could have blue, black hair, or somebody's Asian. Okay, Asians tend to have blue, black hair or dye their hair blue, black. That used to be popular for a very long time. I don't know why I'm shuffling these, but I'm going to get one more here for situationship since I kept going with it. Somebody keeps going with it. Somebody just won't stop with it. Somebody won't stop fighting. Too many people are involved. Somebody felt like it was there. Somebody feels like literally I could just do whatever I want to do. Like this is a relationship with no strings. It's just got 4 swords kind of pinning this shit together. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, no. Somebody will soon be expecting. And I said, oh no. And that wouldn't normally be a response to somebody expecting. Somebody's fully pregnant. This could be a relationship where somebody's pregnant and somebody has hurt them and given them an infection of some kind. And now they're like, what am I going to do? So expecting a new life is forming, ready or not. This challenge changes the vibe, the stakes, and the whole storyline. Okay, so our storyline is going to change here. Now, this doesn't have to be a physical pregnancy, but for some of you that could resonate. That feels very, very serious to me. If you are in a relationship where you don't feel good about this anymore, I don't care how expectant you are. If it's not good, it's just not good. Having a baby and staying in that relationship isn't going to make it any better. Sometimes it's better to just cut your losses and go about your life. Ugh. Okay. So sorry to have to put it that way. I'm reaching for Miss Cleo's deck. Just briefly want to go over this fighting. Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry about this. For some of you, you're going to hear about this. This is your children. These are people surrounding your children. This could be a best friend, or it actually could be you, and you could be on one side or the other. Somebody's on one side or the other, and somebody needs to pick a damn side and do what they're going to do and make a choice because we do have the Lover's card. Gemini could be involved in that case. Somebody could be a Cancer. Okay. Let me give it another. Bread and butter. Somebody likes their bread and butter. This is about money, isn't it? Okay, so we've got, not good. We have the 5 of Swords. Somebody's really trying to get away with it. Somebody's like, I'm going to, separate from you, get away from you, do what I want. I'm going to try to do what I can. I might try to influence somebody who's in a position of financial authority, like a loan officer or the person that actually has the purse strings. Queen of Wands, like she's not the one that's got all the money, but she tries to attach herself to money. Fire signs tend to do that. Negative fire signs. Okay, so the 5 of Swords, we could be talking about a situation where somebody's like, I'm going to try to get away with these 3 here and leave you over there and only leave you with 2. Come on, Miss Cleo, what's going on with this expecting card? again, the Four of Wands. Somebody either wants to go be with somebody else or wants to leave that house or take that house, do something with the property, the real property, the business, and or the job. Okay. But because I asked for this to clarify the expecting card, that makes me uncomfortable because this could be a cohabitation. This could be a situation where the cohabitation is pretty bound up. This could be a same-sex relationship because it looks to me that these could be two men, even though the one looks like it has boobs. Okay, but nowadays we never know. I can't. I'm very confused. Okay, so I'm very confused. Explore whatever you're going to do. Just don't tell me about it. Okay, so clarifying the audacity in these multiple people and the tattooed chick with the blue black hair and or blue or green or turquoise. I don't know. People can, be unicorn colored like a freaking marshmallow. This person aggravates me right here. That person with all the tattoos and the hair and pointing the finger. That's why I said somebody could try to blame you or your ex. And we have the Knight of Coins. Knight of Coins. Somebody's going to try to say, hey, look, just kind of like if you are the person that this is happening to, you could be like, look, just go ahead and take the coin because I've got the Eye of Horus watching over me. Egypt, the scarab, protection, a dung beetle. Somebody's a pile of shit. Okay, it's full of shit. Okay, I'm not disrespecting the scarab. But this person might be like, here, take some money and just GTFO, just get away from me. Maybe that's what somebody might say to you. They might say to you, well, give me some of this money or this property or this whatever, and then I'll go away. This person's probably trying to just get whatever they can. The Knight of Coins, of course, is very slow. They're going to be slow about making this offer, only taking baby steps, almost crossing the river like, see, I crossed over the tiny river that could be a rivulet. Okay, could be just like some water going down the gutter there. And somebody's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. They want the money. One more. Okay, Taurus, because look, if you need to make the move, make the move. Just get away. If somebody's this toxic, you don't need that. Goes without saying, doesn't it? But sometimes we have to say that because sometimes people can get caught up in the feels. I don't think you are, though. I don't think you're caught up in your feels over this. Uh-huh. King of Swords. Okay. King of Swords. So somebody, may need an attorney. I'm going to put this right over here next to autopilot. Don't go on autopilot. Hire somebody to help you. Get an attorney. You got the Ace of Swords, so the truth will prevail. All right. Let's see if we could get some hints about some of these people that are involved. Who are they? Who are these people? Excuse me. All right. I don't know how I want to take this. Somebody doesn't know how to take this. I mean, you don't have to take this. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to take it. Just walk away from it. Somebody's a mime. Okay, somebody could be a mime. They could be miming. It could just be that they're mimicking and, almost trying to mirror back to you, not mirroring you, but trying to project themselves onto you. What the hell is that? I don't like it. Not at all. These are a little bit. Somebody has a spray tan. There we go. Somebody's soon to be an ex-wife or somebody's wife or somebody's ex-wife, somebody's soon to be an ex-wife. This could be that somebody's going to have to make somebody their ex-wife or their ex-wife is causing problems. And it's like, give me more money because I place it right over there with that Knight of Pentacles, slow plodding, but steady movement. Somebody has steadily been trying to mimic or copycat somebody to be able to ask for more money or to extort somebody. And it could be somebody's wife or ex-wife or soon to be ex-wife is what it looks like because they are a career criminal. Don't make me Mirandize you. I don't want to ask you questions. I don't want to ask that person questions. And somebody's a decorated hero. So somebody could be trying to extort a decorated hero. The person doing the extorting is a decorated hero. Decorated hero doesn't have to mean that you were in the military, but we do have swords. It could be the military. Decorated hero could just be somebody who does a lot of good in their community and is known for being an honorable person. But it is also sitting with career criminal. So I don't know how I feel about that. Somebody's a medical doctor. I'm going to put that over here with the Four of Staves because somebody's going to need to go to the doctor. And some of those staves do look like the caduceus. Somebody could be part of the LGBTQIA plus, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter to me. Only you know who you are, and that's how it should remain, okay? Somebody's a son of a bitch, too, that could be gay. Gay as fuck. Sorry I had to put it that way, but that just came out, so I'm going to leave it that way. Sometimes I channel the energy of the people that I'm reading for, and in this case, for the collective, I leave myself a bit open to be able to pull this up, but I'm going to say it again. Somebody's a son of a bitch, male or female, it doesn't bother me. All right. Somebody's 59 years old. A mortician is significant. Somebody needs to get to the doctor and figure out what is going on, because we do have telephone to the dead. Somebody's a runner. This could have been a runner, chaser dynamic, and somebody's got a big old fat face, okay? And somebody needs to see a substance abuse counselor. We're going to put this over here with a medical doctor. All right. Somebody really needs to go to the doctor. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with you, because obviously, if you can't figure out that I'm not a medical doctor and that this is for entertainment purposes only, and that there is a disclaimer at the beginning, and that you need to be your own best advocate, then I can't help you. Okay. I'm not a medical doctor. And obviously, this isn't medical advice. You already know that. Somebody needs to hear that again, because not everybody is fluent in understanding. All right. Somebody's pissing me off here. Somebody's 59. Somebody's a decorated hero. Somebody's LGBTQIA plus and has a fat face, is a son of a bitch. And, somebody's a runner here. Somebody's going to be an ex-wife very soon. I've got the bodybuilder card, just keeps wanting to pop out. Somebody's a bodybuilder. Somebody is an African-American or of African-American descent. But I do see this. I'm going to put it right over here with son of a bitch. Somebody's on demon time. And they're going to need a negotiator. Put that with the swords over there. The month of October could be significant to someone, or something happened in October. Somebody's born in October. Somebody's a truck driver, drives a truck. And somebody is a mystic. I'm going to put this over here. Maybe the mystic was too good for them. Maybe you're the mystic and, okay, we're going to take this one. What I tell you with the mime, somebody copies other people's style. Now, imitation is the greatest form of flattery until somebody's trying to become you. And I feel like somebody was trying to become you, or if you're on the other side of this, you were trying to become somebody else, and that just doesn't work. Somebody bites their nails. And I also almost said, bitch. It came up in my mind. Somebody's biting their nails like, they're just so anxious. Somebody's a life coach and an angel. All right, life coach again. Somebody's having difficulty with their eyes, the ophthalmologist card, and there is a shoulder tattoo. What did I tell you? And we got this tattooed chick over here, and what did I say? The tattoo on the shoulder was significant. Somebody has a tattoo on the shoulder. Tattoos are significant. If it's called something else, you go ahead and tell me in the comments, because I don't know what these are called. When I have people tell me, well, that's not what that's called. Well, I'm sorry. I don't have tattoos and I don't want them. So I don't know what that's called. To me, if it's on your shoulder, it's a freaking shoulder tattoo. I love them on other people. Don't want them on me. Okay. I admire them. I admire people with blue friggin' hair, and you want to put crap in your hair. That's good. Somebody's a prisoner. They're going to prison soon. Somebody's in their 30s, and I've got a gambler. Casinos, gambling, Vegas, Las Vegas, casino towns are significant. Somebody's a bodyguard. Woo! And here we go with the tattoos again. Somebody's got an ankle tattoo. Now, somebody could say, well, Rita, everybody's got tattoos except for you. Okay, fine. But I have to identify that that's an ankle tattoo, and it could be on somebody who is a bodyguard. Somebody's an orthodontist or needs to go to the orthodontist or orthodontia. Could be significant. Somebody's a voice artist. Oh, gosh. I should have pulled it out, but, it didn't touch my hand the way I wanted it to. Okay. Somebody passes gas in front of people in public. I don't even want to say it. Please just leave me alone. So somebody in this mix is the betrayer. Somebody went to un santero. Telling you, there's the card again, so I'm just going to use it because it's funny to me. Passes gas publicly. Somebody's chewing gum and passing gas. And when I tell you that gum chewing is loud, to me, the energy is like, I hate to make those noises on camera because that's entirely too rude. That's disgusting. But somebody is disgusting. And if they're behaving this way, then they have every right to be called disgusting. They have earned that right now. Somebody's an Airbnb host and a yoga instructor. Let's get it. I saw the Hocus Pocus card. Somebody's got a nanny. Oh, where'd you go? It flipped, and it flipped in the orientation that I needed to for it to make contact with me in the way that I wanted it to. Somebody's trying to make contact with you, and you're like, no. Okay. Yeah, say no. Somebody says, all the time. Somebody has darker hair. Somebody is a stupid fuck. And yes, I said that. I'm channeling somebody who would get a mouth like this, okay? Somebody's a Zumba instructor. If they're not a yoga instructor, they could be a Zumba and a yoga instructor. Okay, let's stop right here. I think that you get the hint here that the person, the person that you need out of your life is a mess. And if they have cheated on you, there's no sense in staying with somebody like that. All right? There's no sense. Because if this really hasn't happened yet and somebody has not been infected with something that is sexually intransmutable, that's a real potential, right? You don't need tarot cards or oracle cards or paper cards or dice to tell you this. If somebody can't be trusted in that way, they could get you sick. At that point, it's not even. I'm going to be very flat about this. Somebody could be flat. Somebody could have a flatter chest. If somebody can't be trusted with you, it isn't about getting hurt anymore. It's about getting sick, is the way I look at it. I understand that there are people that are going to do whatever they do, and that's fine. But y'all need to do it with other people. Somebody says y'all a lot, because that's really not something I say often, but it just occurred to me that I said that separation card. I think you need to separate from this person, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. So let's get some names. I have to reach over here. Ooh. All right, let's start off with some names. Now, these names will just serve as indicators, okay? These could just be confirmation. It actually could be the people involved. It could be people that you know. It could be nobody. It just could be somebody's name that is significant enough to mean something to you. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, who are these people? Please take care of yourself. If you think that you are not well at all, please go to the doctor. If you don't have insurance, I understand that. But try to see what cut tree. Somebody's on Linktree. Somebody has a Linktree account. That's significant. But, you can try to see what local services are available. I know that, without having insurance, where I used to live, a friend would call me up and tell me that the magic mammogram bus there, the $1 million mammogram bus was there to make sure that, I got the girls taken care of, to make sure everything was okay. That's there's always a way to get help. You just need to be able to get yourself in position for that help, okay? There's always a way. There's always a way, especially if you're a younger person and you don't have insurance. You could go to one of those clinics that, gives out the birth control pills or whatever. Let's go. Somebody's name is Joyce, Joyner. Somebody's name is Hilton, Alvin, Mac, Dalton. These are names that I've channeled specifically during remote readings, remote viewings. Somebody's name is Sharma. Somebody's name is Kim. Last name Wilson. Now, these could be first names. Doesn't matter to me, but, just depends on how you take it. Because your name could be Wilson and your last name could be Wilson. You get it? Somebody's name is Val. Is there something else down here? There's more to it than you see. There's more that will come to light. Lorne is significant. Oh, that one right there. The name Arjit is significant. I don't just channel in one country. I can remote view anywhere in the world, okay? You can't hire me to remote view on your ex-girlfriend. Okay, that's never going to happen. Somebody's name is Diane. Let me get some of these over here. Okay. Don't feel bad if you don't get a name. This is just a little extra. Al. Somebody's name is Al. Somebody's name is Travis. Somebody watches Beavis and Butthead. Or used to. You could be my age and know what that is. We used to think that was funny. We used to think that was actually horrible at the time. But now, in light of how horrible things can truly be, we thought that, we thought that was funny. I actually didn't really like the show. I thought that it was stupid, but it was funny at the same time. In hindsight, it's more funny because now everything is, there could be some really horrible things in the world. People have lost their damn minds, okay? And that's okay. Everybody's on a learning curve. No judgment here. Somebody's under judgment, though. Somebody's definitely under judgment. You know, like I'm really feeling like this is a kind of karmic backfire. If with this move, just keep moving ahead because you will land in the place that you need to. Landing, somebody could be a pilot. This could have to do with landing or the tarmac. Somebody could work at an airport. Okay. We have Lena, Doyle, McCullough, Meadowwood. We have Nigel, Maria, Nina. This is one. Cavendish, wrong orientation. Maybe Cavendish is in a different orientation. The name Suresh could be important to you. Amalia and Violet. Let's keep going while I have a few minutes here. Let me look at the clock. Just you'll be fine. You know, if you're moving and you're the one doing the leaving, you're going to be fine. If this isn't about you in particular, the person who's moving and leaving will be fine, especially if it's the pregnant person, the one who's expecting, or the one who is expecting to start over or start something new. Just tell them, you know, if they ask you for advice, remind them that they're free to do whatever they want to do, but you're always going to advise them about their safety and their highest good as best you can. You know, people can give unsolicited advice. They can solicit the advice. Doesn't mean they're always going to get good advice. If you're in a relationship and you don't know what to do and you start asking 50 people who are your supposed friends, what are they living your life for you? Are you a drama king or queen? Somebody's a drama king. Somebody's name is Kern. Lions is significant. Are these the right orientation? Let's get a few more. I mean, I just didn't want to hold the whole thing in my hand. Is this a card that even belongs in here? I saw one that I don't know if it belongs, and if it's a message, I would read it. Somebody's name is Cheney, Carrie, Maricopa, Ayana, Shannon, Ioana. Okay. Let's get a few more, Holy Spirit, and then we will wrap it up for you. Is this the one that I was thinking? No. Oh, yeah, this doesn't belong in here. These two don't belong in here. Somebody's your freaking enemy, and you need to know that. Collaboration. Your coworkers are involved in something, or they were. And here's another one that I wasn't sure. This one doesn't belong in here either. Somebody is a psychiatrist and needs to go to the damn psychiatrist. Get yourself some help. If you're the cross watcher and you're interfering in people's lives or you're giving out bad advice on purpose, screw you. We don't want you. Somebody needs to just say that. I don't want you, and it is over. Now, remember that the most dangerous period in ending a relationship is the actual leaving. Okay, you just need to be very careful and don't be foolish and say, oh, well, they'd never hurt me. Look, people have gotten hurt. So you need to understand better safe than sorry, okay? Because if you're safe, we can make sure that you're safe. We could support you. Sorry is once you're 6 feet under. I mean, somebody could be 6 feet under. Somebody could have lost a family member. Sometimes somebody's got a karmic backfire going on, some kind of a backfire, black magic backfire, actually lost a relative. Okay, we're going to take these. Oh my gosh, these don't belong in here at all. What the heck? Must have happened when I was shuffling. So let's read them because it must mean something. Somebody does not have children or does not have children with the person in question. Somebody's an advisor. Somebody's a pianist. Somebody could be suffering from gynecomastia. Somebody has an oval face. There we go with the Zumba instructor in this deck. Somebody's an oncologist or needs to see the oncologist, and there's a fake Christian. And again with the open enemy. Somebody is your enemy. Somebody is your enemy out in the open. This person could be the one that you're living with, or somebody who is involving themselves could be a super fucking stalker. Sorry about that. And now I'm getting that. Somebody's an esthetician or a busser. And let me just get we might as well, before it goes back into the names, because these shouldn't be here. Human resources specialist. Somebody has dirty blonde hair. Somebody's blonde hair is dirty. Somebody's a slut. Card said it, not me. Somebody sings in the shower. Somebody sings real pretty. Multiple ear piercings. Somebody's an ear piercer. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Somebody has lighter hair. Could be strawberry blonde hair. And we're going to end it right here. I'm going to take the name Harris is significant. Sebastian, Mortensen, Keith, Gregory. All right. And somebody is a disgusting reptilian shapeshifter. I think I said it right off the bat. Take good care, and I'll be talking to you soon. Make good choices. I love you guys.